There are things in Animal Crossing that just happen. You don't plan them, you definitely don't want them, and yet somehow every single player experiences them. They're not big moments, nothing dramatic or game-changing, just small, slightly frustrating, slightly funny things. And somehow we all just accept them. Like when you go to plant 10,000 bells and accidentally you bury 90,000 instead. You just sit there for a second, staring at the ground thinking, well, at least I'm making bold financial decisions. Or when you line yourself up perfectly to hit a rock and immediately dig a hole next to it, sometimes two, just to really make sure you're not getting all the materials. You shoot down a balloon, perfect aim, perfect timing, and it lands directly in the water. Of course it does. You spot a bug you actually need, you sneak up slowly, and suddenly you forget how to play the game entirely. Your character starts swinging the net like it's their first day on the island. You shake a tree without your net equipped, and immediately regret every life decision that led you to this moment. You start running from wasps, everything is going well, and then, for some reason, you just stop. Just for a second, which is exactly long enough. You check your mailbox, not to read your letters, but to see if there's anything attached. Because, let's be honest, we're all just looking for the present icon. You casually walk into resident services, and then it hits you. You forgot yesterday. Your Nook Mile streak? Gone. Just like that. Then, the game starts doing things to you. You help Wisp find all his pieces, which somehow takes longer than it should, and he gives you this. Amazing. Just what you always wanted. You spend your miles, sit through Captain's entire song, just to arrive at a completely normal island. No mystery, no excitement, just trees and pears. Great, thanks. I don't have those on my island. You spend all that time fishing, waiting for something exciting, and pull out an old boot. Again. Sometimes you see something on the ground, get a little excited, and it turns out to be a bug pretending to be an item, which honestly feels a little personal. And then you go to Nook's Cranny, and that one thing you really want in the shop, for some reason, is always just slightly out of your budget. Not impossible, just inconvenient enough. Or you go into Able Sisters to buy a few things, and suddenly you're stuck in a loop. In, out, in again, out again. All because you can't buy more than one type of clothing at once. Then there are the villagers. You check the campsite, and immediately you wish you hadn't. Sometimes they run up to you and just won't leave you alone. You try to walk away, but they're following you like this conversation is mandatory. But somehow, when you're having a bad day, they're just like, wow, it's such a nice day. They give you a DIY recipe, and it's just a cardboard table, or a gift, and it's the cycling shirt. Again, always the cycling shirt. But every now and then, they say something that's just a little too real. And you pause for a second like, okay, I can relate to that. Then, suddenly, it's their birthday, and you definitely didn't bring anything. So now you're just standing there, hoping they don't see an unwrapped coconut as an afterthought on your part. And then we have the things that game just refuses to fix. You get a DIY recipe, and the only thing you learn is that you already know it. You go to Harp's Island, and Harriet isn't offering you a new haircut. And the museum entrance? Don't even get me started. It's 3 tiles wide, which means no matter what you do, your bridge will never line up properly. So now it's just a choice between slightly wrong or slightly wrong in a different way. The game also refuses to let you place things close enough to fences. Almost perfect, but never quite. And somehow, All of these little moments, the frustrating ones, the weird ones, the slightly annoying ones, end up being the things you remember the most. Because they are not really problems, they are just part of the experience. That's what makes the game feel like Animal Crossing. So now I'm curious, which ones of these happened to you the most? Which ones did I miss? Make sure to comment down below. If you enjoyed following my cozy adventures and all the little chaotic moments that come with them, make sure to subscribe.